Welcome. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at creating pages for our Elementor project, and we're also going to have a look at customizing the menu structure. Rightio, so let's get into it. First, we'll open up our Elementor project. Okay, and this is the one we've been working on throughout this series. Rightio, and we will log in to our admin side. So /wp-admin. Enter our login details. Rightio. Now, Elementor doesn't handle the pages or the menu directly. It leaves that job up to Wordpress because Wordpress does a pretty good job of it. So we're actually going to use the Wordpress side of things to create our pages and adjust our menu. Okay, so we'll just click on Pages. Our side menu here. And as you can see, we've got a list of all the pages we currently have on our site, or in our site. Not all of them are being used. As you can see, any here with the word draft in front of them, they're not actually being used on the site, but they have been made. And any with Elementor next to them are the ones that we've been using. So we've got our home page here, and I've also got the sample page where I just show some examples, finished examples. Rightio. So we're going to create a new page. So to do that, we go up here to the button Add New, and we'll just click on that up here next to Pages. And right, we're going to give the page a title. So this page we'll call Images, because it's going to be where we do some examples of different types of images you can use on the site. Okay, so once we've given it a name, we come over here to Page Attributes, and under Template, we want to use Elementor Full Width. So we select that. And at this stage, if we were working on a live site, we'd save it as a draft so it didn't go straight up. But because we're working in our own little sandbox environment, we're just going to publish this one. Publish. Right, and now it tells us that Images is now live. Okay. And of course, from here, we could just click on Edit with Elementor up here and go straight into editing it. But we want to create another page yet, so we're not going to do that. We're going to click on our little View Pages icon up here, the WordPress icon. Jump back to all our pages. And you can see there now we've got an images page. Much the same as any of our other pages. Hasn't got the Elementor tag yet because we haven't actually put anything on the page. Rightio. So now we'll just go and we'll add another. Click on Add New again. And we'll just call this page Contact. Select the template, Elementor Full Width, and we'll publish that. So creating pages is very easy. Fairly simple and straightforward. Okay, and I'll click on our little WordPress icon to go back to all our pages. And of course, anytime that you want to actually stop a page from being public, in other words, you want to switch it back to draft mode, you can click on Edit underneath the whichever page it is you want to change. And you can just click on Switch to Draft up here in the top right-hand corner. I'll give you a little message. You sure you want to unpublish this post? Yes. And then if we go back to our page list, you'll see that it should now be a draft, which it is. Okay. You don't want that, but I was just showing you how to do it. So I'll quickly go back in. Change that back. Publish. Right, so it's now live. So we've now created 2 new pages. So if I click on Visit Site, you'll see that we've got 2 new pages in our menu. But as you can see, they've sort of gone in, well, it looks like they've gone in alphabetical order, which isn't always what you want with a menu. So now we're going to take a look at editing the menu. Okay, so we'll switch back to the dashboard. Now this might seem a bit counterintuitive, but to edit the menu, we go into Appearance and Menus. Because menus are sort of tied in with your theme. Okay. And as you can see, we don't have any menus, even though there's one appearing on our page. And that's because it's just a default menu that WordPress automatically creates. Okay. So we want to create a new menu. So we're going to give this menu a name. And I think in this case, we'll call it our header menu. So that's where it's going to live. And we'll create that menu. And now, as you can see, we've got a few options here. Automatically add new top-level pages to this menu. So it'll automatically add pages as you make them. You mightn't necessarily want that. So I'd leave it unticked and just come back in here and manually add them if you want. Now this display location, seeing it's up in our header, we're going to say it's a primary menu. Rightio, and now we're going to select the pages that we want to put in this menu. Okay, so it'll show us our most recent pages in this little checkbox on the left, but we'll go to View All, and now we've got all the pages that are currently in our website. So we're going to want the home page. We're actually going to want all of them. For now, we might turn off the sample page later. So we'll select all of them, or we could have just clicked Select All down the bottom and go Add to Menu. So we just click on that. So now it's added those pages to our menu. Right, and as you can see, they're in a bit of a jumbled up order. So we're going to work on changing that order around a bit. So we'll leave the sample page as last because we will eventually get rid of it. But we want to move the images above our contact. So we should be able to just drag and drop our images to adjust the order. And that's the same for any of them. So this will be the order that our menu will display the pages. So the home page will be first, then the images, and then the contact. Rightio. Now, you might not want, even though the page is called home page, that looks a bit messy as a name on our menu. So we might want to change that label. So if we click on this little down arrow next to it, you can see we've got a navigation label text box, and it's just auto-populated with that home page. So we're just going to change that to home. It won't change the page name. It'll just change the label of it in the menu. Okay. So once we've changed that, we might also change contact to contact us. So we've got our menu looking a bit more like what we want. Once we've made all the changes and we're happy with them, we'll just click on Save Menu. Okay. Now once we've done that, we'll just quickly go back and visit the site just to see if our changes have taken effect properly. If we look at our top menu now, we've got home page displaying as home, images, contact us, and sample page. And if we click on them, we'll get blank pages on those two because we haven't put anything in them yet. And our sample page should still contain some of the sample text that I had from before. Now, home page will bring us back to home. In most cases, you probably wouldn't actually have a home page button here. You'd probably just utilize the logo name up here to bring you back to the home page. But that's entirely up to you and how you want to design your page.